I'm really passionate about what I do. It doesn't matter if it's sport, if it's work, if it's family, if it's friends. I like to spend time in that what I like. I quit my job 6 months ago, so I'm not a teacher anymore. The reason was like I wanted to see like where the journey can go being a pro athlete and how much can I still improve on myself, without having the stress. I've experienced this before. I used to swim, so I've been a swimmer for more than 15 years, trying to become the best version of myself, trying to qualify for youth European championships and having the goal in my mind to become an Olympic champion. Should always be aware of that the best athletes are not the best coaches. So friends came over like in the 80s, like from the Balkans, from Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia. I was a bit surprised, people talking after the major race now in Hamburg, that there is my comeback or whatever. I was never away. I was always there.
How do you feel about being a bit of a Hyrox sex symbol? How does that land with you? Does that make you feel good, or do you just not give a shit?
I don't even think of my family. Why should I think of my sponsors? And I'm just going out and get the job.
Do you think you would have been happy?
Good question, because like Hyrox really changed my life.
Okay, let's see. Alex, how are you?
Hey, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Are you doing okay?
Everything works. Yes.
How's your day been? You had a good day?
Yeah, got 2 sessions in and easy. Like enjoying life as a pro athlete. So
yeah,
could be worse.
You certainly started off on the right foot for the season. Must be enjoying your training at this point.
Yeah. So without pressure, just trying to focus, getting better on the runs. Getting in the station work, and so really no pressure at all. I'm gonna skip Melbourne and Phoenix, but
cool.
Yeah.
So
no need to travel that far. And, all good.
Are you ready to get stuck in?
Yeah, let's go.
Cool. All right. Welcome back to episode 1 of season 2 on the 8x8 podcast. Little last minute change, and we were originally going to have Hide on Monday, but Alex is now on Tuesday. So you guys are very lucky that we're bringing Alex as the first episode of the new season. Alex, thank you for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You're all good. So where we start is a very, very simple question that can often have a long answer or a short answer. But what would be, if we were to remove Alex the athlete from who you are, which is probably even hard to imagine, what would be the shortest description of yourself? So not describing yourself as an athlete.
Oh, that's a really hard one. But I mean, I'm really passionate about what I do. It doesn't matter if it's sport, if it's work, if it's family, if it's friends. I like to spend time in that what I like, or for what I like. So that's part of me. And other than that, I always like to be around people. I'm not like
you're a social being.
I don't like being alone all the time.
Gotcha.
I always like to be around my family, around my friends, have fun together more than doing stuff too much by myself.
Gotcha. And do you have those times where you just need your own space as well, especially with you becoming a public figure now? Do you need to sort of hide away from it once in a while too, to have that sort of balance, that equilibrium?
Yeah, most of the time I have this time when I'm going for workout, going for training. Then most of the time I'm training by myself. I'm alone, so I have time for myself. But other than that, like in my free time, I like to spend the time with friends, family, with my dogs, and so I'm really like the family guy.
Okay, cool.
And yeah. But every now and then it's nice, like getting out, getting the work done, and having time on my own. I know, like people around me are also busy.
Yeah.
My parents are working. My girlfriend is working. My best friends are working during the day. So it's like quite normal. Like.
Yeah. One interesting thing that, like in the research that I learned about you, was obviously that you were a teacher. That's quite public. Are you still a teacher? That's the first part of the question, and then the second part of the question is, I'm quite surprised that someone that likes to lead and teach hasn't transitioned more into the coaching element of Hyrox as of yet, because they're probably very common traits you carry over. Is that a future plan for you, or are you like where are you with that part of the journey right now? Leading, teaching children, not necessarily coaching too many Hyrox athletes at the moment. Mm-hmm. How's that dichotomy in your brain?
Nah. The answer to the first question is I quit my job like 6 months ago, so I'm not a teacher anymore. The reason was like I wanted to see like where the journey can go being a pro athlete, and how much can I still improve on myself, without having the stress, with having more time, just focusing on my training, focusing on recovery in between, and just spending all the time in getting better. Mm-hmm. And the other part of the question is like I have experienced this before. I used to swim, so I've been a swimmer for more than 15 years. Then I was swimming and coaching for, let's say, 3 to 5 years, and this didn't work out. So it was always like too busy, too stressful. Every now and then, like you're too tired, and then like your own training. You can push yourself in your training sessions, and if you want to get better, you need like to be like 100% in it. So that's why I decided here, while I'm doing Hyrox, I'm gonna just focus on myself. I'm not coaching. I'm traveling around. I'm doing some workshops, giving advice, giving tips, giving tricks, because I love to hang around with the Hyrox community. And I'm providing like 12-week Hyrox plans, like with some training session, what I do.
Oh, gotcha.
But there is no really future planning. I plan to open up a gym, but I don't want to be a coach in there really. So I'll do Hyrox workshops and invite elite athletes or whatever, but I will have like my Hyrox coaches who can do this way better than myself.
And like it's always going to be there for you, isn't it? Post your peak athletic career as well, especially if you go on to have as many accolades as you've had, and for another 5 to 10 years, it's only going to set you up even better to be a really successful coach in the future.
Yeah, and also people should always be aware of that the best athletes are not the best coaches. So it's just because somebody is good at a sport, it doesn't mean like he knows how to coach. For me, example too, I was a swimmer, and then I got into coaching. At the beginning, I didn't knew like how to teach people how to swim freestyle, because for me it's like you jump in the water and do it, And it took me also quite a bit to learn, and also like how to interact with different people. Not everybody is different, It can be like you talk to somebody in 10-15 minutes. It clicks and he knows what to do exactly, and then you have other people who need like maybe 2-3 weeks to learn something. So
cool, man. I've had the same experience. I used to compete in Ironman back when I was my fittest in my mid-20s, and I used to coach 35 hours of personal training a week, every single week, and then I had to squeeze in 15 to 20 hours of Ironman training, and going to the gym made me feel physically sick, like going back again. So I completely resonate with you on that, and I think a good move. So in a part of my research, I like to go back on people's social medias, have a bit of a stalk, and see where their journey kind of began. Your journey on social media began back in 2017, and you were already an extremely fit-looking individual. Like I seen you like doing front levers off of basketball hoops, and you looked even leaner than you actually are now. And so if we go pre-internet era, Alex, which looks like this invincible character, like how was growing up in Austria for you? What type of kid were you? Like, were your family from Austria as well? Like it would be good to just have a fundamental understanding of how was growing up in Austria? How was the family background? How did you develop into a sporting person?
Yeah, my parents came over like in the 80s, like from the Balkans, from Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia, and like even before the big war. So I grew up in Austria. I was always like into sports. And then when I was like 8, 9, my parents brought me to the pool, and I started swimming there. Like I met the coach there. He was like, "Okay, jump in the water, show me your skills, show me what you can do." And then immediately like got into it. And from 1-2 training sessions per week, after like 2-3 years, I was doing like 10 to 12 sessions a week, with morning sessions before school, after school. So my between like 10 to 16, like the whole like teenage time, I was like swimming, just swimming in my head and trying to become the best version of myself, trying to get faster, trying to qualify for youth European championships, and having the goal in my mind to become an Olympic champion or become a world champion, and all this stuff. And other than that, I was always like pretty good in sports. I did everything around. I played soccer for the school team. We played volleyball, basketball, whatever. We had a lot of like gymnastic. We did a lot of gymnastic, like the basic skills. And then before internet, I was doing a lot of calisthenics. My early 20s. So pull-ups, muscle-ups, push-ups, whatever, weighted, and different skills, different moves. So it was pretty cool time. But I was always like swimming was my main goal, like trying to achieve something in this sport and trying to make a living out of it. So, but it's not really easy, like to be in an Olympic sport in Austria, because like there is nobody's supporting you here really, like except of your parents, family, you know. So it's really hard, and the competition is crazy, you know, like swimming, Olympic sport worldwide. There are a lot of swimmers who have the same dream.
No room for error.
No room for error. So yeah, and looking back, I might not have been like the most talented swimmer, but I was always like working hard. I spent so many hours in the pool, like came first, left last. I've always, after every session, I spent 1 or 2 hours in the gym to train even more, doing push-ups, pull-ups, bench press, core, or whatever. So I was always like chasing this, and yeah.
I get that, man. I get that. Maybe this is a bit of a stereotype, and correct me if it is, but I imagine two parents coming from the Balkans around the time of the war would have been pretty tough people. Were they like that in their parenting? Were they like, you need to be regimented, you need to be focused, or how was that sort of parental dynamic? And did that have an impact on? Of course, it had an impact, but what kind of impact did that have on your young thinking? I guess is the question I really want to get to.
I mean, they never told me anything. I mean, they were really supportive, and I think I had it like just by seeing and watching them what they do like daily, like getting up early. My dad is a truck driver, so he starts every day. He's waking up at 4:30, and then at 5 he already like starts his job. Until 4, 5 afternoon, evening, and mom also working the whole day, and then after that she's coming home, cooking dinner for us, making sure everything is organized. When I was younger, you know, you need to check if I've done the homework, if I have any plans, like traveling somewhere, going for training camps, and also like this was also like they managed everything, especially my mom. And taking care that everything is paid. And I'm the only child, and they really took care that I'm everywhere in, you know, like going for training camp. Okay, you go for training camp. Going for summer camp with school. Okay, Alex is in. Going for skiing. Okay, we need to manage like to pay for this. So and seeing that how hard they work, that always like affected me, and that was always like, if I want something in life, I need to work hard for it. And I saw this like in a young age, you know, I was 11, 12, 13, and they always taught me that like, if you want something, you need to work hard, and not only for a week or once or twice. This is like continuous work. You need to work for it like months, over years, and keep digging. And Yeah,
Cool.
I think that's one of the main reasons why I'm here where I am right now. I would have wished to have this how do you say success, to have this success earlier when I was 18, 20s. You know, all the soccer players, all the best athletes in the world are in their early 20s or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was gaining experience at that time. I was like working hard, and now I'm 33, and I'm living my best life. And I looking back,
It's almost more beautiful that
everything was
way.
perfect.
It's almost more beautiful that way, isn't it? That you had to grind out all those years to get to that point. That's really cool to think about. And also, I think for you, you've just been so used to being around other high performers for such a long period of time that when the show was set and Hyrox became a global phenomenon, you're used to being around lots of other high level performers and you feel so comfortable in that environment. Whereas some people might just pop up on the map from a different sporting background that weren't immensely competitive, and they maybe they get slightly overwhelmed being around so many other good athletes, and they can't turn on a really good game day performance. That's interesting, very very interesting. And physically, you look like, just physically, you've always stayed quite lean and fit. Have you ever been out of shape in your life? Have you ever been a chubby kid? Have you ever had any sort of challenges with managing your weight or anything like that? Or have you generally been in very good shape?
That's a good question. I mean, because I love sport, I've always been like in good shape, more or less. Like endurance-wise, strength-wise, yes, sometimes a bit better, sometimes not that good, but not that good was still like way above average, you know.
Cool.
Because of my swimming background, I have the endurance engine, and because like of endless hours in the gym, I have also like the strength endurance part and all the stuff. There was a time like between like 2016, 2017, when I was swimming less and trying to do more in the gym. I wanted to reach like 100 kilograms to see how it feels like to be like massive, really? and whatever. And yeah, it took me like 6 months to gain like 20, 25 kg.
Oh, wow.
And
lean, like you were lean at that point too? Like 100?
Yes, pretty, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But there was a lot of food, a lot of protein shakes, and a lot of like heavy weightlifting and all that stuff. But at the end, I reached the goal, and then I was like, a month later, I was again, I don't like it. And then like 3 months later, I was again like at 80.
Okay.
So and it was also like for me, like to see like how what this phenomenon is, like people always talking like it's hard to gain weight, it's hard to lose weight.
Yeah.
So if you have the right mindset, I don't think it's too hard. Yes, there are always like special people who have issues and whatever, but if you're like a normal person, it's just in your head. So and it was really like 100 kg was crazy. I couldn't even run after a bus or whatever, like take the stairs. I got like exhausted. So other than that, I'm always ready to go, or even right now. That's why I think I'm always performing on a consistent good level. Yeah. Because I'm not playing around too much, like also with my weight. I live every day like almost the same life. I eat the same food. Like I have my routine. So that's why I can always perform. I know how to peak. I know how to taper and that stuff. But my basic performance is always there.
I would love to see you in my situation with twins of 3 years old, trying to keep the routine. Shit changes post kids, but for now, just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, thank you. But I see it like with the other like massive respect, like for Dylan Scott having a child. It's crazy, and having like he's still working also this and balancing everything around. And a lot of other elite athletes have kids.
John Wynn's got two.
No, it's crazy. So I'm right now thinking, if I have a kid, I don't know if I will still be like racing Hyrox.
I think your lady is she a little bit younger than you? Your girlfriend?
Yeah, she's like 27, so awesome. She needs to finish her studies and everything. So
finish her career.
two to 3 years. So, and this might be like perfect because like my goal is like to go for Hyrox another 3 to 5 years. So let's see.
That's awesome.
But the competition is getting bigger and bigger, and just trying to stay at the top of the game as long as possible. And yeah, a huge advantage is having the experience and being there from the very beginning.
That's awesome, man. Well, I feel like we're pretty well warmed up. You ready for some questions, some actual proper questions, ones that I've thought out and structured for you? They'll come up on the screen, but I'll read them at the same time. So don't feel you need to rush to answer. So from my perspective, from an outsider, someone that enjoys watching the sport, last year felt really big for you. You come out sort of all guns blazing at the beginning of the season. I know you wanted the Grand Slam across the year. It didn't quite work out that way. It seemed like your year changed dramatically halfway through. Like how did last year go for you? And I don't mean just no, I didn't win all the majors that I wanted, but like what was going on behind the scenes after the second major didn't go your way, and then on out? How was last year for you personally?
Mm-hmm. Like I was a bit surprised. People talking after the major race now in Hamburg that there is my comeback or whatever. I was never away. I was always there. So for me, last season was special because it was the season after becoming world champion.
Yeah.
And for sure, once you become world champion, you get a lot of attention. Like people want a lot from you. Like they are inviting you, come to my gym, do a workshop, come there, do a workshop, come there. We need you like for an advertisement or whatever. We want to work with you.
Yeah.
And then you as an athlete, you are somehow in trouble because you want to do as much as possible, but you also need like to focus on being an athlete and keep improving on your performances. So from that side, I still think I did the most out of it last season without lacking too much of training, because like my performance was there. Like people always talking about Chicago, getting 8th there and whatever. But for sure, my goal was defending the title. My goal was winning all the majors, having like the Grand Slam. Because like once you are 3-time European champion, you are world champion. You set some world records. So yeah, what's next? What's next? You want to push the limits in the sport. Then next, for sure, defending the title and winning as much majors as possible.
Yeah.
But then I traveled to Hong Kong. I saw I had a hard day in the office. Didn't work out as I wanted it. But I was it was still a good performance, running a 57 in a pro race is still good. And also traveling to Asia was also my first time in Asia. So you need also this experience. Everybody reacts different. It's so hard.
The food, air.
Looking back, comparing my European races and my races in the US or in Asia, at every European race, I think I was on the podium or won the race. And every time I traveled to the US or Asia, I didn't have a good race.
Yeah.
So for me, it's simple. It's not about my actual performance. So it's about the adaptation to traveling and being there and don't knowing the right way how to get ready for a race. Other than that, I won the Vienna European Championships this season. I've won in Cologne the pro race with a solid 54.0. Yeah. I've ran a sub 50 with Thiago in a double.
Yeah.
And so that's also really good times and performances,
Yeah.
And everybody's just taking everything from this World Championship race.
Yeah.
And other than that, the journey in between was so nice. I traveled to Singapore. They invited me there. We had crazy 10 days, every day, crazy dinner, crazy sessions with so many nice people. I didn't even knew that the community there is so big, and they all are crazy about Hyrox.
What gym did you train in Singapore? I lived there for 5 years, and I had a gym in Singapore.
STR Fitness, so they're pretty new. I don't know. They are pretty new. They just opened, like, I think last year.
Cool.
So yeah, and I was in another one, but I don't remember the name. It
awesome,
was
man.
with a nice view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the long story short is, I was doing okay last year. Everybody chill
Yeah,
out.
I mean, it was a solid season, yeah, and yeah, even now I managed to start the season like last year, because last season I also won the first race, qualified immediately for Worlds, and yeah, but that's why I decided for this season to keep it a bit low and don't travel too much. So I'm really gonna focus on training and improving as an athlete. Having all the sponsors in my back, it's not that necessary to travel that much and go and try earn some money. So I can really focus on being an athlete and develop myself, and then race the races I really have to race or I want to race.
I love it. Let's try a different question. Thanks for the answer. Question 2. This one's funny. I think you might not think so. The slow-mo clip of you running through the Hyrox races became iconic. Could be my wife's favorite video on the internet. How do you feel about being a bit of a Hyrox sex symbol? How does that land with you? Does that make you feel good, or do you just not give a shit? You've seen the video, right?
I forgot this race. I forgot this race. This was also a good race for me. After Hong Kong, I decided to race Stockholm 1 or 2 weeks later. So I came home, prepared for Stockholm, raced Stockholm, got a 55, won the pro race by 2 minutes. So for me, it was clear. I was in Hong Kong. My performance was just not there on this day.
Yeah.
But I clearly can still race very fast. So for me, and it was like a coincidence that this video happened. Even Fabio was there, made this clip, and it just went viral. It's crazy. It's nice, and I mean, yeah, we are all racing shirtless, and for sure, that's gaining some attention in the sport, and yeah, I have nothing against it. You might not ask my girlfriend, but it's business. It's part of the business.
Oh man, for me, it's just it's the old guys with the pot bellies drinking their beer. They're like that. For me, it kills me. That's a great video. Okay, cool. So I think we've kind of answered part of this next question in the last question, but something probably changed. So between seasons, something really seemed to click. You came out swinging, obviously, with the record-breaking performance that just happened in Hamburg. What changed in the off-season between you and Thiago? What was happening behind closed doors that the audience didn't see? Obviously, going from your performances to breaking a world record that at times looked very difficult to beat. What did you guys do differently in the off-season? You guys look very close post-race as well. Maybe you've always been that way, but just publicly, it looks like you guys have really bonded even further.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know Thiago since 2021. So we raced against each other at the Leipzig World Championships.
Gotcha.
And I think I got second, he got third, or it was pretty close race. And back in the time, Thiago started with his coaching thing and whatever. And he was I can help you, getting better, because I haven't done any structured training before. I was just doing what I love, going out for doing some runs, doing some workouts, mixing it up, doing Hyrox specific stuff. And then he was like, I can help you. I provide you some training, some workouts. You can choose to work it. You can work around them, use them and whatever. And that's how I trained. I used some of his workouts on some days, on some days not. And then I worked with them more or less. I added something, I skipped something, and just played around, and it worked very, very nice. And then obviously becoming European Championship champion, world champion, and then after last season, we were even closer because we were together on training camps. We talked a lot, and I really like how he is as a person, as a human, and he's, even if I'm not like, if I haven't been like his athlete, he was always like asking me, how are you, Alex? What's going on right now in your life? Not just sport related, so just as a friend. And thinking back of last season, I was like, I got 8, but I still had a good season. But I was still thinking, my training was not that structured anymore. I should like try to get like some structure in, and becoming a pro athlete now. I have the time, so I can really like focus on it. And then I decided like to really work with Thiago and Willy. Cool. Willem Lilj is the running coach. So he's doing the running, Thiago is doing the Hyrox specific stuff. They're working together.
Awesome.
And behind the doors, it's in Chicago. We talked, the 3 of us talked, and we were like, all of us were immediately all in, like, okay, let's go do this together, and we can make something great out of it. And from this season we started, like even off season, we started working, and so far so good. Like, I like the sessions. They're really nice. They always adapt it. So that's not that's a privilege. It's like, they're really like adapting. I'm telling them how I feel, how I felt in the session, and they're adapting, making it harder, making it less hard. Let's skip a day, or do some mobility on that day. So it feels like really familiar and just perfect. So they're both like friends for me. We can work well together. And Thiago is also like, his Hyrox background, and he was also an elite athlete, so he understands me like 100%, and awesome. That makes a huge difference.
You know what I really take from that is you can feel like your coach cares, and that is so hard to find in a coach. It really is, because they're often busy building their own businesses, aren't they? And often coaches can take shortcuts in giving similar programs to similar people. But when you really feel like your coach cares, like you're experiencing right now, it produces world champions, like I'm sure you'll do this year. Okay, different question. Question 4. What do we got? Once the big sponsors and media attention roll in, does that change the way you train and compete? Do you feel extra pressure now? There's more on the line, more dollar bills on the line. Feel the heat?
Having the sponsors in my back like is a huge advantage. Like for sure, like more money. I can more money, more sponsors means like I can really focus on what I eat, good food, recovery, like having sponsors, like going into the cryo chamber, having every now and then a massage. Like, these little things add up and helps you like getting this 1 or 2% you're looking for, like to beat the other pros who are also like training crazy and getting better day by day. So from that side, sponsors are just really supportive and helping me in all the ways. And being on the start line, I don't care. Like I know they're always having my back, and I saw it like in after Chicago firsthand. I got 8. Not only one of the sponsors were like saying something bad about it, like what was this shitty performance or whatever. They were all like really supportive because they know me. They know like if I have a setback or if I don't perform well on that day, I will come back even stronger. And I have to admit, I like the position where I hunt the others down way more than being hunted. So so from that side, I'm on the start line. I'm not thinking about my sponsors. Like, I don't care about them on the starting line. I'm focusing on my race. So I don't even think of my family. Why should I think of my sponsors? You know.
I love it. I love the mind.
So I'm just in the tunnel, and I'm just going out and get the job done.
Got it. So actually, I hadn't thought of this question, but now I'm thinking about it. With obviously lots more sponsors trying to enter the space, and you being one of the figureheads of the top sponsored athletes, what advice would you give to any sort of athletes that are getting approached by sponsors on how to manage them, those conversations? I don't mean financially. I just mean so they don't get involved with a sponsor that becomes overbearing or anything like that. How have you sort of negated those conversations to make sure they let you do what you do, meanwhile they support you and you elevate their brand? Do you have any sort of advice for any other athletes? You don't have to give them advice you don't want to. They are.
The best advice I can give is like, if you know who you are, if you know where you want to be in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, then it's the best, like, to tell them, to tell the sponsors, okay, hey guys, and even if you want like a better contract, or if you want like more money or whatever, then tell them, where have you been, where are you coming from, what your goals are in the upcoming season, how bad you really want it, where you're gonna be like in the next 3 to 5 years, because that's what they want to hear. They want to see like the fire burning in you, and they want to see like that you want it really bad. That's because I did the mistake at the very beginning. I had a manager, and they did the talking, but they don't have a clue about me, where I'm coming from, how much work I've put in. Like I told you now, like I came first back in the days. I came first to training. I left last. Did an extra training in between, and all this stuff a manager doesn't know. But if you tell this to someone, to a manager of a company who needs to pay money for you, or who wants to be your sponsor, they will already know. Okay, shit, he has this mindset. He really loves the sport and what he's doing. So let's find a way to support him in the way he wants it or he needs it. So just talk for yourself, like you know yourself the best, and that's the best advice I can give. Like don't try immediately, like, because managers are jumping on you immediately. The sport is growing, it's booming. Try to sell yourself first. Learn how to do it, but don't take a manager, especially at the beginning. You're not earning that much money that you can easily like give away like 20-25%. Or whatever they are charging. Like try to do it by your own. Know your goals, know where you want to be, and work hard for it. Like and then let the results do the rest. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, in my career, I close large deals for a living in the tech industry. When people get in the middle, it just messes shit up always. Okay, cool. So I'm not in love with this question anymore, but I'll ask it anyway because I had prepared it. If Hyrox hadn't existed, if the format never came around, what would your life look like right now? And do you think you would have been happy?
Good question, because like Hyrox really changed my life. I was at the end of my swimming career. Yeah. I was about like to focus on working or building a family and so on. And then I started with Hyrox, and now we are here where we are. But other than that, like as I told you at the very beginning of our conversation, I'm really passionate about what I do. So I'm sure I would have found another thing or whatever, and I would have go for it and try to make this work. I have a lot of other hobbies like around, and I'm passionate about. So I would always like try to build up something and try to escape this classic like 9-to-5 work-life balance.
Yeah.
And
Do you think do you think the fact that you wouldn't have got just thinking this one out as I speak, if you didn't get global recognition or wider recognition for the hard work you put in, you would feel as accomplished as you do right now? Obviously, right now, you've been the world champion. You're clearly one of the most successful athletes within Hyrox history. Do you think if you went on to be a swimming coach or a teacher, there would have been a little bit of you who's like, fuck, I really should have been at the top of what I done? Do you think you could have? Do you think that would have settled with you? Because for me, that passed for me, and I know I'll never be an elite athlete right now. I got very close to being one, and so do you think you could have got over that feeling?
Yeah, for sure. I think That's life, sometimes I know from first hand you can work really, really hard, like even for 5, 10, 15 years, and
Yeah.
you're not getting to the top.
Yeah.
That's life. You need to find other things where you can be proud of yourself or happy, even if it's building a home with your family, with your wife, with having kids. These are also very important things, and finding happiness there is also like really special.
Yeah.
And building a big family, and having nice friends, having a good family, having healthy parents, and all that stuff, that's way more important than the rest. So if you have already achieved this, the rest is like extra.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Slightly different question. I've asked this question to a bunch of Elite 15 athletes. Do you think breaking 50 is possible for an individual race with the pro weight?
Right now, and on a Hyrox course, don't think so. Not in the next like 5 to 10 years.
Gotcha.
Because like if you do the maths and everything, you need to run a 3 minute per kilometer, like in the double races. You need to run like 3 minutes to 10, and do the same pacing as in doubles, like because we have the double world record, who's like just below 50 minutes. So you need to run like 3:10s per k, and you need like really, really fast stations and everything alone. So right now, I don't think there is a person on earth who can achieve this. What might be possible if you do everything without the rock zone, like that's a project I'm thinking to do maybe after Worlds, like running just a straight Hyrox. Finding like a
station being along the way. Yeah.
You run 1K with a pacemaker. And then there is the ski erg. You do the ski erg, and then immediately the first step is you're starting the next K, and then there might be a chance like to go sub 50, and it's also not easy. But other than that, like the sport is too young. The sport is since 2017, so we are 6 to 8 years into it, but we are just like 2 or 3 years into it of like thinking of it, how to train for it, because in the first year nobody was thinking of how to really train for Hyrox. Everybody was running, doing so. The bodies need time to develop the economy and getting used to the movements. And imagine now, kids are 10, 12 years old, starting with Hyrox specific training, just a bit Hyrox specific training, and with the running. So, and doing this for 10, 12 years, they will have like the engine, the strength, and the endurance to go around 50 minutes for sure. But right now the sport is too young, and I think we'll need a couple more years. We are not even below 50 in the Open, so.
What was it you ran in Vienna in the European Open? You got very close to 50, didn't you? In the Open.
No, I have the world record from 2024 in Cologne. 50:38.
50:38. So on a given day across 10 races, you might get very, very close to on the open weight.
You might. But that's the open weight. That feels like 40% easier than the pro. So
gotcha. So what you need to do is, with your project, you need to clip this up and send it to On. I'm going to give them the marketing play. The title of the marketing campaign is Breaking 50. You go to the salt flats in Bolivia, and you drop the kit every kilometer on the salt flats, and it's completely flat, just sprinting from station to station with the background of the Bolivian and Andes mountains, and you on running gear. That's $1 million idea.
That would be like in cooperation with Red Bull too. But not too many people know about this, but I'm thinking of it. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Have I nailed your idea? Have I stole your idea?
But never heard of this place, like Bolivian
salt flats. So it's called Salar de Uyuni, which is in the very south part of Bolivia and the very north part of Chile. It's at 300 meters or 3,000 meters altitude, which might be a challenge, but it's completely flat. I think it's the world's largest salt flat.
Ooh, 3,000 meters.
I think it's at 3,000 meters because it's in the Andean mountain range. I forget what the actual mountain range is called, but it's wider there. But
It looks crazy. I just have it on my phone.
Optically, it's amazing. They've also got a lake in the middle of it as well, which reflects off the mountains. So you see the mountains 2 times, and then the salt flats in front. It's an insane venue for that. If you're ever going to do it. So yeah, you can take that one with you. Okay, cool. This is a different question. One of my favorite podcasts, you will never have heard of it, I'm sure, as it's a BBC podcast, but it's called Desert Island Discs. And it's this like 70-year-old woman, and she gets all these different celebrities on. And the whole podcast episode is around 3 discs that they would take with them to a desert island, like songs or artists that they could listen to time and time again. And then the whole podcast is shaped around, why did this mean something to you? What happened in your life when you discovered it? So on and so forth. This question's a much shorter version. You get stranded on a desert island for a year. You can only bring 3 artists' albums with you. What artists are you taking with you? And why would you listen to those artists? Music.
Yes. Guns N' Roses.
Oh, great choice.
Guns N' Roses, Pink Floyd.
Okay.
And no, it's a hard one, but yeah, AC/DC.
Oh, so you're a rocker.
Yes, I'm a rocker.
You're a bit of a rocker. I guess, well, all 3 of those kind of fall into the same category. Like, why is that the type of music? What does it remind you of? What do you get from it? Does it motivate you? Does it remind you of your dad? Like, why are you into rock?
Because like I'm old school boy. It reminds me of the good old times. Because now with this society and with everything, like it's too much modern shit.
Agree.
And yeah, it just reminds me of better times. I don't mean like that now is everything is shit, but it's like just it seems it was like way easier back then. Living and enjoying life, like no phones, no TikTok, and all that shit around. So you were really like outside, having good time with your friends, family, hanging around, seeing the world, traveling the world, you know.
Yeah.
And now is everything like with the phone, having the phone, filming everything. Like it was. Yeah, it's more real. It was, yeah. It was.
I think there was a pinnacle to human existence from like from like the 70s through to 2000. I think that was the real pinnacle where technology met comfortability in life. And I agree with you. Last 2 quick questions because I want to stay as close to 45 as I can. When you look at the elite field, everyone's fit, motivated, prepared. What's the real difference between the person who wins and the person who doesn't on a given day? Like all you guys lined up on the elite 15, probably eight of you could win. Why do you win more often than the others?
I think it's always like who wants it more, who's ready to suffer, who's ready mental. You know, some of us are, even if we are like on the start line, some of us are already like, I'm good with second, I'm good with fifth, I'm good with 10th. And so that's I think a huge difference and also a huge advantage for me, because like I'm lining up and I know or I want to win. So that's the only option right now. And I'm showing it from the very beginning. Like I'm going hard. If you want this win, you need to go at least as hard as I am going at the very beginning and try to catch me. And also at the end, like the ability to suffer, the ability to dig deep, go hard. It's also not everybody's business, you know. Some of the athletes like being in their comfort zone and having trouble issues, like getting out of it and doing a big push in between, and also being able like to hurt yourself during the race. Like when you're in a fight, to speed up or slow down or be strategic, but like performance-wise, it hurts you.
Yeah.
But being able to endure this.
Gotcha. Have you ever read any research on the impact of like what percentage mental plays in the entire game? Like do you have any sort of knowledge on that or any background on like can your mental position be a 5% difference, a 3% difference? Like because it clearly does come down to that at the highest levels. How much of an impact do you think that really has? Is it a 2-minute difference? Is it a 1-minute difference? Like what is it? Like, how do we even try and quantify that?
Yeah, I think you can't really like say it in numbers because it will be like different for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you have also is it your first major? Is it your 10th major? You know, have you ever won a world championship? Have you ever won one of the big races? You know, with what time you're coming in? What was your PB? Or having in mind that you have been sick like 2 weeks earlier or whatever. These are all little things which are impacting how you think or how you line up at the race. So
Gotcha.
I don't think there is really a number. So it also like during the race, it also like decides how your motivation is, like how you feel on the sleds, how you feel on the ski erg, how you feel on the run. Are you overtaking people? Are people overtaking you? And all this, and so this changes all the time.
It's crazy.
So, but there is for sure like a big aspect on that.
Do you expect to win when you're stood there at the beginning of a race? Do you expect to win? And then when you cross the line, do you go, yeah, good, done what I expected? How do you think when you're stood on the front? Do you think now that you've won so many races that you expect to win the next one? Because that really is a thing, right? Like, I'm a big rugby fan. Do you like rugby?
I like it, but I'm not watching it too much.
Doesn't matter. Long story short, Ireland, my home country, have had the best rugby team on paper for the last 8 years. We've never won a World Cup. New Zealand was previously the most successful. It's actually the most winningest team in global sport. They had like a 97% win rate across 10 years. Crazy. And so they won 5 or 6 World Cups. Even when they were playing a 50%, they could just find a way to win. Ireland, when they get to the final stage, they can't get across it because they don't expect to win. Do you expect to win?
Always.
I love it.
Always, because like, especially when the preparation was well, when I know like I got the training in, my times are well, like my running pace is good, my strength numbers are good, my ergs numbers are good, and I haven't been injured, I haven't been sick in between. Especially then when I line up, I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to win. I want to win. That's the only option for me.
I love it, man. You're just bulletproof mindset. It's refreshing to get time with someone like you. So there's the bonus round, the last question. It's a 3-parter. So there's always a question from the previous athlete to keep continuity. The last athlete was Lauren Weeks. Her question was, what are the negative parts of It was actually a better question than that. She said, there's positives and negatives to the sport of Hyrox and how it's set up. The negatives are commonly known. She says, Alex will know what I'm talking about. What improvements would you make to the negative parts of Hyrox to make it a better sport? That was the question that Lauren had.
I would work for Hyrox if I know. But yeah, Hyrox developed the sport in a pretty solid and good way. Yeah, because like the numbers are speaking for it. We have now almost 1 million participants, and that's crazy. Thinking of where we started. Other than that, from the Hyrox point of view, I would try to focus more on my employees, like to get them race ready and to teach them, especially when it comes to judging. Yeah. And to how do you say? And not have the volunteers, you know, if you want like the sport to be really professional, so you need also professional judges around there and professional people around there. And having volunteers paid with Hyrox, paying them with Hyrox ticket or some vouchers or whatever is not the right way. You need like, if you want to grow, you need to invest in those people also, because these people are backing your business, or they are the platform for everything, you know.
Yeah.
And treat them right, and then work on everything else. But that's also part of Hyrox growing too fast, you
Yep.
know. And then some things are not in your sight, in your view, and then you don't care too much about them. But if you do this for a year or two, it's okay. But if you do it for a longer time, it won't be okay anymore. So you will get in big trouble. So yeah, I would just focus more on that. And other than that, like,
Cool,
I don't
man.
know, they're doing a good job.
Yeah, no, they are. They're doing a wonderful job. Okay, cool. The next person on the podcast, you're more than welcome to ask them a question. It's Hidi Wershima, one of my favorite athletes, actually. I just think he's a great guy. What question would you have for Hidi if you were sat down over a beer? One thing you could ask him.
Oh, I'm not prepared for this one. Let's say
Cross-country background, coaches the ski team, the ice skating team for Olympic level S&C coach. Dutch, obviously.
yeah, we can ask him like how he's balancing everything in life, like managing how to work with his own training, and especially like training on this high level, becoming a pro athlete. And
Yeah.
will this change something in the future? Like, will he, when there comes a point, like maybe in the next couple of months, when he's getting more into sponsorships and everything, does he want to go all in for Hyrox, or does he want to still have this balance between work, like life, work, and sport?
Awesome. Great question. So I finish up every podcast, and especially with you, I say this is advice for the average Hyrox athlete. And average is the wrong word, because the average person doesn't do Hyrox. But the median Hyrox athlete, let's say they're doing an hour and 30 minutes in a pro or an open race. You give them one bit of advice, and you're not saying if they follow it, it changes immediately, but they'll shave 10 minutes off their time if they follow that advice for 3 months. What's the advice that you give them to go work on?
Hyrox is an all-around sport. So the better you are in sport, the better you will get in Hyrox. Focus on the runs, like try to be consistent. Don't go out for a run or 2 runs in 1 week, and then the next week you skip everything because it's raining outside. So if you start with 10, 15 kilometers per week, do this the next week, do this the next months, and so on. And then you can add up. Make sure you're not getting injured. Make sure you stay healthy. Like, be consistent in what you do, and then like over time you will improve. But yeah, mainly focus on the runs and like know the movement standards.
Gotcha. Awesome. I'll just finish with this one. So you're 40 years old. You and the lady have 2 lovely kids or 3 lovely kids, whatever you wanted. You're sat in the back of your VW camper on the salt flats of Salar de Uyuni. How do you want people to remember you in the sport? As I finished like the last question, I want to remember me as like the Hyrox athlete who was always like hardworking, who was always like consistent, who was always pushing limits and interacting with the community, always having a smile during a race, and that you could see like that he had fun while he was racing, and yeah, so. That's
Just
awesome.
as a good person and good athlete.
Well, I had fun speaking to you, Alex, and thank you so much. We went slightly over 45 minutes today, so I really appreciate all your time. People know where to find you. I'll share all of your links so as they can reach out to you. But Alex, thanks again for the time and for joining us on the podcast. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.
Pleasure. Wish you that too. And yeah, we're in contact. Let me know.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
take it easy,
perfect.
mate.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.